Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 120. I always should check before I start, but I always forget. It's a hot one here. I don't normally keep my hair all up and everything, but it's so hot and muggy. Ugh. But anyways, a big hello to new viewers and a big hello and thank you to returning viewers. Real quick knit-along information today while I'm recording this is May 28th, so you have 3 more days to get to your Love Your Stash knit-along projects in. So awesome. Almost 70 projects in, which totally blows my mind. And we have sweaters and socks and blankets and the whole shebang. So awesome to see such a huge variety and so many participants. We do have 2 sponsors for the knit-along. One is Cat Wings Designs, so the first winner that I pull from Random Number Generator will get a pattern of your choice, any of her Ravelry downloads. And then the second prize I have to give away is from Bling Your String, who's Erin, who sent me wonderful goodies, and you're going to get to go on her website, and it is www.blingyourstring.com. So you get a Notions pouch like this one, but this one's mine, and it has kitties on it. I am so sorry to my Instagram followers if you are sick of cat pictures. It's gonna happen. But, oh, that one looks like my Ringo that I lost. Wah, wah. But super cute. I'm so obsessed with kitties, and I love that these kitties have on sweaters. And then she sent me the cutest little stitch markers, and there's a little kitty with a ball of yarn. I so can't wait to use those. But I'm it sits over here by my chair so I don't forget to show you. The winner will also get a Stitch Buddy. Mine's a little kitty. And then she sent some snagless stitch markers, which are awesome because they're these little rings. These ones are 5mm. You get 25 of them in this little pack, which is very generous. But they don't open. They don't split or anything, so they are snag free. And once again, that is Bling Your String. Super awesome. Thank you so much, Erin. I totally love this little bag and the stitch markers. It's okay, knit-along information. I have a new pattern. I'm so excited to get this out. It was kind of, I almost felt like I was in a rush to get it out. But anyways, it's Xander, the trusty sloth, because you can always trust that your sloth will be slow and lazy. So this one I went, Jenna of 716 Knit had asked me a while back to design a sloth, and I had told her, I'm nothing's going to happen until the new year. And then so much has happened for me personally this year, and everything has been so crazy, and I wanted to do it right, because her and I, when we were talking, I was oh, it has to have magnets or something for the hands to attach, because he's got to hang, right? He's a sloth. They hang from trees, from branches. So I could not find magnets strong enough. Just going to their local craft store, the magnets weren't strong enough. So I went, and this one I tacked with a little piece of string. I tacked his hands and feet together. I also recommended in the pattern that you could use Velcro if you wanted to stitch a little bit of Velcro. You know, come up with your own way to keep them closed, and that's just fine too. So this one is knit out of 716 Knit Boss, which is a DK weight, and oh shoot, I left the card on my desk. This colorway, I love this colorway. It's something about President McKinley. President McKinley. And then the semi-solid is just tan. So I love that it has brown and it has teal flecks in it. Let's see, can you see that? I don't want it to focus on me. So there's one Xander. And then I have another where I didn't tack his arms, because this one on the pattern page he's hanging from a branch, because it was really cute. And I just left him like that because I like to be able to swing him. I don't know. I just like that. So this one, the arms, they're supposed to be kind of dangly and lanky because I want people to be able to pose him like however they want. Like it's supposed to be like a functional toy, right? Like, boom. This one I made out of Ella Ray Classic Superwash. In the brown, derby, and oatmeal colorways, they have color numbers as well, but I can never remember those. And I think I threw the tags away. So this one will go live at the knit shop. So, because I got yarn support from the knit shop, so I will give it to the knit shop. And Xander will have a home there. But this one I get to keep, and he is coming to the Knitpocalypse retreat with me. So George really likes sloths too. Every time I lay them down somewhere, he likes to come up and rub on them. So the one that's going to the knit shop, I will definitely lint roll really, really well. I moved everything around, so I removed the little table I had here because it was in the way of everything else. So I'm like trying to find where to set stuff down. But oh, there's a special offer I can't forget to tell you. Oh, hopefully my battery lasts. Okay, so I also released today Xander and the pre-order for my new shawl design. Now, the shawl design is $1 off, no coupon needed. When you go to the checkout, it'll automatically come off for $1 off the shawl pattern through June 18th. So the first day of the retreat, June 19th, that's it. Full price, because there could be spoiler pictures that get leaked on Instagram because I'll have it out and everything, especially Friday, the designer showcase. So the $1 off is a thank you to people who purchase it for having faith in me to put out a good pattern that you're willing to buy even without seeing it. I mean, I know a lot of other designers do that, especially big name designers who have a really big following and people have that trust with them. But if you go and you put Xander in your cart and you put the shawl pattern pre-order in your cart, you'll save $2. You'll save $1 off of Xander and you'll save $1 off of the shawl. And that's only through June 5th, so that's through my birthday. Woo -woo. So you have 8 days to take advantage of that special offer. Because I kind of felt bad, like not, you know, like, oh, well, the shawl's discounted, but not the toy. But I don't discount my toy patterns often because it's my source of income. It's how I help provide for my family. So I tried to give excellent directions and support on Ravelry in return for full price patterns. Finished objects. Well, besides the sloths that you finally get to see, I have one other finished object. And it is my l'envelope. I did finish it and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, where's the head hole? I'm lost in my thing. Wait a minute. My hair's getting messed up because it wasn't messy enough. I think I had it twisted a little. There we go. Okay. I'm so not editing that out. There we go. It's not that hard to figure out where it goes. I just had it twisted a little. So, I love this thing. It's finished and I couldn't be happier. I knit it out of Plymouth Kudo, which is a 55% cotton, 45% rayon, 5% silk. So it is light and airy, and I love the color. It's colorway 42, 40 something. And I love that self-striping. It is very reminiscent of a Noro yarn, but it is very soft. It doesn't have a lot of stretch because it is a cotton. I went to the Great Lakes Fiber Show over the weekend. I was there for quite a while Saturday morning, and I will talk more about that later. But I cannot tell you how many people stopped and asked me what pattern it was, what yarn it was. I even had someone like take my picture for their blog. I was like, oh my god, really? So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I love it here. See if I can see. So it's one part, it's like a poncho. And the other part, you seam the side, so you can see my seam, and it has an armhole. So, and then the collar kind of, it's so easy. It's like so ridiculously easy. It's genius, and I love this. It is one of my current favorite pieces, and I want to knit another one out of wool for winter. Because this one to me, it's very spring, summery, because it's cotton. Super fast knit, super enjoyed it, super easy, like so stinking easy. So, like I said, L'Envelope by Sally Melville. So it is a Ravelry download, and I think it's $6. So, love it so much. And we had the perfect day for it on Saturday. It was so perfect. Like, it was like my idea of a perfect day. It was like 70, 72 degrees with a light breeze, sunny, a perfect day for the fiber show. Hands down, the most perfect day of the fiber show I've ever been to out of the few years I've been going. So, okay, so that's it for finished objects. Not too shabby. And then I have some works in progress. Not many. I do have a fail. So, my LYS is part of the Discovery Yarn Tour that they do in Northeast Ohio every fall. So it's Labor Day weekend, like the 3 weekends after Labor Day weekend. So through the last 3rd weeks of September. And normally people give away a pattern. Well, I guess they're cracking down on patterns they're giving away, because people were giving away like free Ravelry downloads, and they wanted a more quality pattern. They wanted people to feel like they were getting something. So I had planned to design a pattern this year, and there's like a deadline, right? Like there's like 3 weeks, and they need to like approve the patterns. So I thought I had more time. So I was designing a cowl out of Broco Vintage DK that I got from the LYS in the fennel colorway. And it works on paper. On paper, the chart, because it's kind of a lace, the chart works on paper. Like, for the yarn overs, there's the right decrease. Like, on paper, it works, and I don't understand why it's not working. So that's a fail. It'll get frogged, and I will have to restart it. Which won't be released until September, if I do get it done. I have to have it done by, like, Friday. And then I am also working on a second of my mystery shawls. This one is out of Dancing Dog Dye Works. Is it the Jive base? Or Tango? Jive, Tango, something like that. It's drawing a blank. It's in my stash on Ravelry if you're really curious. In the pumpkin colorway, which is such a gorgeous orange. It's not like ice searing orange. It's a nice deep good orange. So, you know, not much to see. Got through the first chart a little bit. And that's all I've gotten so far. But it will be done by the time I leave for Rochester, which is 3 weeks from today. I'm so excited. So, so excited. It should be so much fun. I can't wait to see all of my friends that I made last year. And I can't wait to make new friends. It's going to be great. So those are the only works in progress because I was busting butt to get the last sloth done and the little envelope. And I really didn't have a ton of extra knitting time this week because of the fiber show took up pretty much all day Saturday. I was stranded at the dealership yesterday, which I will talk about. I only had X amount of knitting with me, and it was like, ugh. So not as much as like, plus I reorganized like my stash again, because I had like this whole process before that made sense, right? Like it had a whole theory behind it. It ended up not working out as good as I would have liked. So I reorganized it again to where I think it would flow and work better, and that took up like a day. So when my yarn is organized and happy, I feel more organized and happy. So let's see, I have Yarny Goodness. So the first Yarny Goodness I got, I will show because it came before the fiber show. And I placed an Eat Sleep Knit order because I got sucked into, jumped on the bandwagon of Madeline Tosh Unicorn Tails. So what they are mini skeins, and there are This is a small set. Oh, George, don't scratch that. Hey. There we go. He was scratching at this. I have this stool, and he was starting to claw it. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Okay, sorry. So they are mini skeins. This is a small set, and there's 6. And they have bigger sets that are 8. And then you can order like the jumbo set of all, a lot of them. 30 of them. So, they are Madeline Tosh Merino Light, or TML. And you get, they're 52 yards, 100% superwash merino. It's a single ply. And you can buy them individually or in sets. So the set that I got, there were so many really cool sets, and most of them were sold out. But luckily the one I liked the most, they had, and it's Seaside. So there is Celadon, Button Jar Blue, Big Sur, Jade, Cousteau, and Antler. And then, because you can buy them individually, and I keep seeing this online, and the pictures, I know it's hand-dyed yarn, so each skein is going to be a bit different. But I wanted to see it in person, so I went ahead and bought a mandala, which is like purples and teals, and little pops are like red and green, and it's really pretty. I know it's such a small sample. When I took pictures of them and put them on my stash pages, I coiled them up like this so you could really see. Not doing it justice, but it is gorgeous. And I was thinking I might be able to use it with these, and then I'm like, not so much. Oh, George. He's quite the character. Oh, hey, don't tear up my purse. Jeez. He doesn't like it when I'm not giving him the attention. Oh, bless you. So then my daughter loved the scarf that I am working on as a gift, and I'm using Lorna's laces. I so wish you could see him right now. I'm using Lorna's laces in the Tomfoolery colorway for that, which I haven't touched. I'm not going to have it done in time, I fear. I need to get on it, like, ASAP. But she loved it so much, she's like, oh, I want one of those. And I'm like, okay, because very rarely does she say that, because she's 14 and too cool for everything. So I have some Indulgent striped yarn that she had picked out that she wants a sock hat in and matching fingerless mitts, and it should be enough for both. So then she picked this out. It's Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock. So it is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 215 yards. It is machine washable. It is color 209, and it is called Beverly. So, Lorna's Laces. So it has kind of this little pop of a dark green. It goes into like a lime green, into like a blue, to an aqua, and some gray. But it really matches the yarn that we bought for her sock hat really well. It's a bit brighter, but that just makes it a little different. So I'm going to use this for my warp. And then I have some bright aqua tencel lace on a cone I got from Webb's that I will use for my weft. Do you want to come over here, George? George, do you want to come over here and sit on my lap? He's so jealous. He's spoiled rotten. I love this cat to death. So that was my big whopping Eat Sleep Knit purchase. And then the fiber show. The fiber show, I did so good. So we went and we walked around one time and I looked at everything. And it was so funny because I said I wanted to buy something from Fiber Optic. I look forward to buying from Fiber Optic every year I go. And it was the last booth I found, because it's kind of tucked away in this weird corner kind of thing. But I found it, and they didn't have what I wanted. So they were coming back from Maryland Sheep and Wool, and of course they didn't have time to dye more things up, since they, you know, pretty much were going from Maryland to Ohio. So I wanted turquoise to tangerine, and they were all sold out. She said they didn't have many to take to Maryland, and then they sold them all out. So I went with indigo to emerald. It is the, what are they called? Can't read upside down, I guess. Paint Box Gradient, and it's the cashmere yarn. So it is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I would have gotten just the regular merino ones if I would have seen it in this colorway, but I only saw the cashmere. So they charge, what, $4 more. Not a big deal, but it is beautiful because it goes from this really beautiful green to the blue. So it's kind of a very teal color in the middle. And it will be a shawl of some sort. I have no immediate plans. You get 450 yards total. It's 15 mini skeins, 30 yards of each. And Kimber, I don't know if she just wasn't at the booth or working the booth when I was there, or she didn't come to Ohio, but her like assistant or something was there. And I didn't get to see Kimber this year. Wah, wah. Alice is at the door whining because I shut the door, and George is laying right up against the door, like putting his paw, teasing the dog. So when I was walking around looking at everything, there were a couple things that caught my eye, and I'm like, okay, if I come back and they're there, I was meant to have them. So when my husband and I, he was such a good sport, he went with me. And I got to meet so many people. There were so many people from Ravelry that came up and said hi. And some people I feel really bad I didn't catch names. Especially this one lady, it's so cute. We were out in the open area. There were some outside vendors. And I just hear, Jenna. And I'm like, I turned. And she's like, I just had to say hi. And she was like the sweetest lady. And I didn't get to catch her name. It was all kind of quick. But it was so funny because she seemed kind of nervous, so I gave her a hug. I'm like, here, I'm a hugger, and I didn't even, like, ask if she was a hugger, so hopefully she didn't mind. Because I guess sometimes that's a no-no. But she seemed cool about it, and I got to see Hazel, who had messaged me on Ravelry and asked if I was going to be there, and I got to see Annie, who I get to see every year while I'm there. She's trainer girl. 15? There was a number at the end. Numbers trip me up. And I ran into Ebony and Lori and so many people. I could go on and on. But so many people I'm so glad to see. Some people I see every year. They're new people. And I'm so glad people came up and introduced themselves and said hi, because that's awesome. So then I bumped into the ladies from the LYS, which was super awesome. So I palled around with them the rest of the time we were there. So the next booth that I went by that I was like, oh yes, I wanted that, was Turtle Made. So the dyer there is Turtle Jen on Ravelry, because she had her button on. I totally spaced and didn't bring my button. So this is Superwash Merino Nylon. It's an 80-20 blend. Her Power Sock Yarn. It is self-striping, 410 grams, or 410 yards, 100 grams. Get it right, Jenna. It is self-striping, I think I might have said that, and it's called Macaw Hues. So it is like a teal and then a super light, really like light tealish aqua orange and like a goldenrod color and a gray. It says Superwash Merino, but it is not as soft as a lot of the merinos I have used. I don't know if it's hand spun or not, but it's not as super soft, like I said, as some yarns, but the colors are so beautiful. Well, I'm sorry about that. My camera died, and I don't 100% remember what I was talking about. I know I was telling you about my Turtle Made yarn in the Macaw Hues colorway. So, show you one last time how beautiful it is. I can't wait to knit socks out of it. I definitely think that's what it'll be, unless if I can come up with a pattern that is good for self-striping sock yarn, a little over 400 yards, and works well. So if somebody knows of a pattern, let me know. And then the last thing that I got yarn-wise, well, actually, while I was getting the Turtle Made yarn, there's one of the ladies from the knit shop that's a helper. I guess buys handmade soap there all the time, every year. She stocked up. She bought like a ton of handmade yarn. Or yarn soap. Did I say yarn before? Handmade soap. So that was her big purchase. She bought soap. So while I was buying the Turtle Made yarn, they were kind of right across the aisle. So when I was done, I wandered over there. And I love like homemade soap. So it's called Amazing Grace Farms or Farm. The website is www.amazinggracefarms.com. It says your purchase helps support rescue and other special critters on our no-kill farm. So it's soap with a purpose. So this is called Shepherdess, Not Your Grandma's Soap, and it is honey almond oatmeal, which is one of my all-time favorite smells. Usually when I go to small places like this, and it has soaps. I think the camera, like the tripod, moved when I was taking it on and off. Anyways, I wish like I could like hold this up and you could smell it. So I got that. I haven't tried it out yet because I wanted to show it to you. I don't know how it'll compare to my Wolf Farm soaps because you know those are my favorites and it's pretty much all I use. And then the lady who had bought a ton of soaps, she had bought us all each a goat milk soap. So and it's in the shape of a sheep, which I thought was adorable. And this is rose scented. So yeah, it has like a light rose smell. But it's super cute. It's a little aqua sheep. So that one was a gift and I bought the other one. So then the last thing I bought, because we had wandered around, looked at everything, and we were like pretty much back where we had started. Because when I ran into the ladies from the knit shop, like I had gone through all the buildings one way and we kind of went back through them the opposite way. So where we started off is where we ended. Or where I started off anyways. And I was just like, I'm like, it's not going to be there. Like, I had been thinking about this yarn and thinking about it. I'm like, it's not going to be there. And, oh my goodness, I walk up and there it is. Like, they were pretty picked over on their one wall. I think they were all one-of-a-kind colorways. So this is Long Meadow Farm. It says the Wool Rooms Yarn, hand-dyed, superwash merino cashmere nylon blend. So it is an 80-10-10. It's a 3-ply. It is 600 yards, 150 grams. I wish you could feel how soft this is. It's like super, super squishy. And for a fingering weight, it's definitely like a light fingering at 100 or 600 yards. Well, 600 yards and 150 grams, still, that's, I don't know, might be a true fingering. But it is, like I said, a one-of-a-kind colorway. And they had a whole, like, wall of one-of-a-kinds. And this was the one I liked. Imagine that. It's greens, blues, yellows. Super soft and squishy. So we had a really good time at the wool show. It was at the Worcester Fairgrounds. And then one of the ladies had been talking about for weeks going to Bob's Barbecue. So it's in downtown Worcester. And I do have to say the barbecue was amazing. They had pulled pork sandwiches and brisket and pork loin and chicken wings, ribs, the whole caboodle. So we got like a sampler, my husband and I, we split it. And then we each got to pick a side. I got mac and cheese because I love mac and cheese. And he got hush puppies and he said they were amazing. And I'm like, hush puppies, not quite my thing. But really good. I'd absolutely go back and eat again. And then I was like so bummed because a friend of mine from the knit shop, Michelle, and her friend who had come to visit, I saw her at the Fiber Festival, and then when I was texting with her like the next day or later or something, I just missed her at Bob's Barbecue. I'm like, oh, rats. So so much fun, right? Like, saw so many people. We got to meet so many people in person, and it was so awesome. So, definitely a good time. It's not like huge. It's not like a Maryland sheep and wool type of thing. It's a small scale. There's like 5 barns, an outside area, and they do have animals and shearing, and they have all that kind of stuff too. But it's nice. It's really relaxed. The parking's free. You go. You can walk around if you just want. I love it. I love going every year. And we'll go back next year as long as I have nothing else going on. So that is it for the knitting and yarn related things. So if you leave me now, I will see you next week. And if you're sticking around for a slice of life, we're moving on. So I was thinking this week I needed to like title this episode The Good, the Bad, and the Smelly. Or Stinky. Good, the Bad, and the Stinky. So, good news. My husband got the job. We found out Friday for sure that it was his, and he actually had to go yesterday, because Monday was Memorial Day holiday. So, he got to go yesterday for orientation and all the safety stuff, and he kind of had some more training today. So, super, super excited. It's definitely more of a drive than what he wanted. But, I mean, at some point it's kind of like the whole beggars can't be choosers thing, and, but it's a relief. It's like, So that was the good news. The bad news, so I've been having car issues. I kept taking it in, explaining to them what's wrong, and they were just like, there's nothing wrong. We can't find anything wrong with your car. So over the weekend, of course, it acted up a little on the way to the fiber show, and on the way back, super time, just things went wrong, like big grinding noises and sounds, and it was horrible. So I had to take my car in, waiting around, and they're like, yeah, it's bad. They're like, your calipers are sticking, which have tore up your rotors, which have tore up your brake pads, and it's mainly on the driver's side, but it's pretty bad on the passenger side too. It all needs replaced. So I'm like, okay, my warranty's covering it. I just have a little bit of a deductible to pay on the warranty, which I'm like, I don't know, I guess I didn't realize, I don't know. The last warranty I had on a vehicle, like, it covered everything. There was no, I don't know. There was no deductible. The bad news got worse when they were like, well, the calipers are back ordered, and we don't know when they're coming in. No idea. I'm like, so what do I do? He's like, well, can someone come get you? Because I don't live in the town that I had to take the car to the dealership. I'm like, no, there's like nobody here. I'm thinking my husband finally starts work, right? And I'm stranded at the dealership. So it took him like an hour to finally find a rental, which leads to the stinky. It stinks. Like, I hate the car. It stinks. Like, I would never buy this car. I won't even mention what model of car it is, because I don't want someone to be like, hey, I love mine. Because everyone's different. And then it literally stinks. Like, you open it up, and I swear to God, it smells like old, smelly, fast food wrappers and smoke. I'm sorry. I'm not a smoker. I shouldn't have to be subjected to a smoky rental. But it's all they had. Like, it's all they had. And I was like, whatever, like, I had been there for like 3.5 hours at that point, and I just wanted to go home. So I had to get home. There was like crumbs all in the seats. The person who had it before me evidently liked to chew gum, and then when they were done chewing it, stick it in the gum wrapper and like twist it up and leave it in the cup holders. There was one in the seat, one under the seat. I'm like, ew, really? So I Clorox wiped the whole car. I vacuumed out the whole car. And then I spent like, I don't know, $7 or $8 on air freshener. I got the like Febreze clip thing. I got the little tree. I got it all. I absolutely got it all. But, you know, it's just different, right? Like, technically mine's like a crossover vehicle, so it's like a baby SUV. Smaller than an SUV, bigger than a car. And it sits up higher. This thing like sits on the ground, and I feel like I'm gonna get run over and it's a 4-cylinder, and it has no get up and go, and it's first world problems, right? Like, total first world problems. I'm glad to have a vehicle to drive while mine's being fixed. I'm upset that mine's going to take so long to get fixed. I'm like, I kind of got online and I'm like Googling what was wrong with my car to realize like tons of people with the same car as mine have had this problem, and I'm like, probably should be a recall. Just saying. Probably should be a recall. But it's going to get fixed. The warranty's covering it. I can't complain with that. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because I love my car. Like, I really love my car, and I really hate the one I have. And like I said, first world problems. Kind of complain too much. I just wish they could tell me, like, it's going to be a few days, it's going to be a week, a few weeks. Oh God, please don't let it be months. But I'm definitely going to let them know that the car was disgusting when I got it. So, let's see, what else is there? So that was pretty much my week. It was pretty much, you know, the anticipation of, is he getting the job, and then the excitement of going to the Fiber Festival. And my anniversary was this past weekend, so we went out to dinner to celebrate the new job and our anniversary. And I ate so much good food. We went out to the Olive Garden for our anniversary because it's somewhere we never ever go usually because there isn't one overly close. And then we had the Bob's Barbecue the next day, which was amazing. And it was a really great weekend. We had beautiful weather. Like I said, not a ton of knitting, but I swear, like, coming back from the Fiber Festival, I felt so, like, charged, right? Like, so inspired, and, you know, thought it was so neat that I got so many compliments on my l'envelope. And, so, good weekend. Good weekend. It just, the whole car thing was not the way I wanted to start my week. But, it is what it is, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping really, really hard that it doesn't take too long. So, other than that, this week should hopefully go pretty smooth. I hope. The rest of the week, the weekend's looking good. And of course everything's an adjustment, right? Because my kids have one more week after school after this one, and then school lets out and things will be a little crazy for a little bit until we find our rhythm with our summer schedule. And you know, so glad at this point I have the knit shop to go to a couple days a week, because as much as I love my kids dearly, sometimes you just need a break, right? And with them being home all summer, it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I need a break badly. So like I said, 3 weeks until I leave for Zombie Knit Apocalypse, and I feel like I got so much to get done in this 3 weeks. So I'm so looking forward to going, seeing everybody. I'm teaching, I'm vending at the designer showcase. So much to get ready for. So I definitely am already thinking of projects to take with me, and I hope to have those to show kind of like what I'm planning to work on while I'm gone, because I'm going to be gone 5 days this time. So, although last year I got like no knitting done at a knitting retreat, the irony, right? So, that's it. So, I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. And until next week, I will see you then. Bye.